to jump at the line. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Tallahassee for some ACC Big Ten clash. Used to have the ACC Big Ten Challenge. That is no longer, but you do still get a taste of it here today on this Sunday afternoon. Kubek early on the catch, physical drive, and she lays it in. The transfer from Maryland has Florida State's first bucket.
And Kubek has a lot of experience with Illinois in their defense, so I would look to see her getting involved early.
On the catch, Dolan, a near turnover, pressure defense from Sydney Bowles. Gretchen attacks on that right side. Kick, here is Barry Wallace, wide open three on cue, and she knocks it down.
And that was a beautiful screen. We call that a misdirection. So everyone's going one way, and the screen is coming another way, and Barry was able to knock that down.
Barry Wallace was the leading scorer in the Big Ten coming into today's game, averaging 23.8 points per game. The Noles lineup will be Shavers, Bowles, Williams, Kubek, and Davis, who had those 19 points against Florida. Here she is at the free throw line, takes Wallace inside on the attack. That's a soft touch there from the post player from Australia.
So these are back-to-back possessions where they are going at Barry Wallace on defense. I assume that they're trying to get her in early foul trouble to get her tired, and they're doing a great job so far.
Saw the lineup there for the Illini. Turnover, Shavers off balance. Leaner not able to connect. Last touch by a player in white. It'll be Illinois basketball. That was one area Florida State felt like they had to get Illinois in right, was in the transition game. What are your keys today for both teams?
For Illinois, my key is defense, and defense all around, but especially transition defense. They are 16th in the Big Ten in scoring defense and last in Division I in transition defense. So that should be Illinois' focus today.
Focus will also be to get Wallace the ball as many times as possible. Down low, Parchment not able to connect. Here's Davis, turning, attacks, count it. And the foul, physical from Panya Davis. She'll go to the line for one more.
And one thing that Florida State is doing a great job of early is attacking. Also, if you see in this replay, Davis is not stopping. She is going right at the small defender of Gretchen Dolan and getting the and one. This is also dangerous for Illinois because you do not want your guards in early foul trouble.
Davis knocks down the free throw. She shoots it at 79% on the year. Her head coach Brooke Wyckoff told us earlier this morning at shoot-around that the physicality of the D1 game, it's an adjustment, right, from JUCO, and she feels like it's taken a couple of games for Panya to get going. But those 19 points and 9 rebounds, an indication it's a step in the right direction, as Wallace too strong on the pull-up jumper. Into the open court. Ball ping-pongs around, last touch by Illinois. That was Soleil Williams on the drive.
And you can see Destiny save that possession. But Soleil and this Florida State team, you can see that they're making an effort to get in transition as quick as possible.
Inbound here to Bowles, who transferred from Texas A&M 2 seasons ago. Has adjusted to playing primarily on the ball here as of late. A 2-guard by trade. That's an adjustment the Noles have been trying to make in the first 6 games. Williams collapsed the defense, but a charge taken there by Parchment. Nice job by the post player stepping in.
And that's one of the things that Illinois struggled with in their Oregon State game. There was no help side. So you see right there the freshman coming in, taking that charge, and then getting the foul on Soleil early, which could help them in the long run.
Ciara Parchment, the freshman from Canada, part of the Canadian youth national team system. Noles by 4 early, wide open 3, will bounce around, and it's no good. That's number 2 for Illinois. Destiny Jackson, outstanding freshman from Chicago. She's been off to a really good start in her rookie campaign. And she guards the basketball, and Williams turns it to Bowles on the left wing. Kubek flashes, high post, turns, attacks, slapped on the wrist, and she'll go to the line.
Again, what Florida State is doing, they are attacking Barry early in this game. I mean, every time they've been able to set up, they are going right at Barry Wallace. You see right there, Parchment got her arm right when she was going up, and that's a great attack for Kubek.
Kubek attacks with a free throw there. She knocks it down. She had 11 points against the Gators. Talking to Associate Head Coach Bill Ferrara, he told us she's a 4-level scorer, and what he means by that, ability in the post, the ability to drive to the basket, her mid-range game, and of course the ability to step down beyond the arc and hit 3.
Kubek, I mean, she's shooting 90% from the free throw line. That is not someone that you want to put on the line.
On the attack. Shot too strong there from Dolan. Noles want to run in transition. The pace and the space, a trademark of Coach Ferrara's offense under Brooke Wyckoff. They lead by 6 early. Good start for Florida State. Illinois still trying to grow into the game. As Genesis said, they need some stops to feel good about it. Wide open three. Bowles knocks it down. Right wing tray for Sydney Bowles, and Florida State's lead swells to 9.
And that was a great extra pass. It started with a drift pass and one more pass to get a wide open shot, and Sydney Bowles hits that.
Bowles, who struggled against the Gators on Thursday night, off to a nice start here. Traveling violation there on Wallace.
See Bears getting a little frustrated, a little rattled. You might can attest that to some of the early defensive struggles that she's having guarding Florida State, and that is exactly what Florida State wants and needs in this game.
Is there a early adjustment that you're noticing that Illinois could make to have some success?
I think just settle down. They look a little razzled. Settle down in your offense and guard without fouling.
See if they can do that on this possession. Against Florida State, it leads by 9. Bowles confident in this first quarter. She kisses it off the glass. 12 unanswered for Florida State. Bowles has 5. 14-3, another turnover. Seminole defense creating a lot of mistakes, and they turn it over themselves. And a foul called on Davis, I believe.
And if you look at this Sydney Bowles play, I mean, the way that she beats her man off the dribble and then to finish high up the backboard running, that's a very skilled shot, and she is elite at getting in the rim and finishing around the rim.
Sydney Bowles, you see her numbers averaging nearly 10 a game, exploded for over 30 in a game against Miami last season when the Noles were missing a number of key starters to injury in that one. They've shown the ability. Has 5 points, tied with Davis for the team lead in the first quarter. Against an Illinois team that's the 3rd youngest Power 5 team in the country coming in. Lost a lot of key players, and not just my friend to my right who's sitting here next to me. But there is a transition period, right? You're teaching a lot of new players how to play with each other and build that chemistry.
And that's one of the things Coach Green talked about, the transition of having a younger team and having to kind of learn from scratch.
Offensive foul. That's a nice play there defensively by Jasmine Brown-Haggart, a junior from Shorewood, Illinois, who played her freshman year at Mississippi State. Maybe that defensive stop can create some momentum for the Illini.
Yeah, the Illini are just looking for something to get them going, something to get them on a run. I think they just have to settle in their offense. Florida State is making it really hard to get reversals. They need to get open, first of all, and then run their offense.
14-3, Noles. Open triple on the right side, knocked down. And Illinois really needed that. That was Maddie Weber.
Right on the money. I mean, that might be the thing to get them going in this game.
Second 3 of the game for Illinois. Their only 2 buckets have come from beyond the arc. Avery Treadwell and Emma Risch into the game now for Florida State. Bowles, 3-ball, back iron, no good. Rebound collected by Illinois. That's Wallace, one of the best rebounders in the conference as well. A near double-double machine. 3-ball. Yes, sir. Big time jumper there for Weber. She's heating up. She's got the shot early on.
And that is what Coach Green wants from her bench. She loves to have bench players that come and give a spark, and you can see that Weber has done that for this team so far.
Weber transferring in from Villanova, 16 points in her Illini debut this year against Southeast Missouri State. Was on the Big East All-Rookie team back in 2024 with Nova. 6 straight here for Illinois. Great defense for us at the buzzer. Are you kidding me? Emma Risch, a prayer answered.
Those are one of those shots where it's not a good one unless you make it. And Emma had the time running down, and she threw it up, and it went in.
Is that the classic no, 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 yes?
Exactly. I know Coach Wyckoff is happy about that one.
Hot hand, Weber. That one rattles out. Battled for, rebound won by Kubek. Noles want to run leading by 8. Latter part here, this opening quarter in Tallahassee. Bowles, Kubek, ball fake attack on the left side. Her shot, counted and one. Oh, Kubek, how did you do it?
And for your 4 to 5 player to be making moves like that off the dribble, on the bounce, that shows the free money, sending her to the line. So to get that three-point play, especially this early, and get a foul on very early, that is great for Florida State.
Kubek, whose career high was with Maryland in an NCAA tournament game against Iowa State. She had 29 points a couple of seasons ago and set the Maryland NCAA tournament record with 7 threes made in that contest. Not able to connect on the free throw.
I think I might have did the broadcaster jinx.
You did. I was about to give her credit, 90% prior to that miss there. Noles by 10. Mid-range jumper, not going to fall. For Illinois, Noles collect and want to run in transition. Davis, right block, creates, has the advantage in the mismatch, and she is able to connect. How about Panya Davis's start here for Florida State? She's got 7 points and 3 rebounds.
I love her awareness, because as soon as she got the ball and recognized she had a guard on her, she took her time, dribbled in the paint, and hit the easy layup.
Former junior college national player of the year is Davis. Pull-up jumper is pure. Nice looking jumper there from Brown Haggard.
And that's what I need from Brown Haggard. She is known to be a defensive player, but to get her offense going a little bit more is definitely what this Illinois team needs.
She's a former 4-star prospect in high school, was the #1 player in Illinois in the state 2 years ago. Turnover created. Illinois looking to get a bucket back. You see 7 combined turnovers. Mid-range jumper again. Not able to knock down for Brown Haggard, but the offensive putback is there. And that's the 6'7" Letty Vasconcelos.
And that is what they need from Letty. She comes off the bench. She's right now averaging 11 minutes per game, but they want her to be averaging at least 15 or 20 because of moments like that.
Yeah, the Brazilian there towers over the rest. On the attack, shot is up and no good, but a foul called.
And now Illinois is giving Florida State a little bit of their medicine. They are attacking the rim now, getting to the free throw line, and that's exactly what they need to cut into this lead. I mean, if you look at Maddie right here, she's absorbing the contact. As soon as she gets into her body, goes up strong. I mean, she had 3 defenders, so pick one. But I love the way that she kept her eyes on the goal while she's attacking.
How about the way Weber has approached this game? Since coming in right off the bench, she's done a nice job. Already has 6 points. She's taking it to the game, not letting the game come to her.
And she's a transfer from Villanova. And Illinois has had experience playing Villanova, especially in the WBIT championship 2 years ago. So she kind of knows the system, and that's why Coach Green wanted her in the portal, because of how she plays, and is showing tonight.
It's a McDonald's All-American nominee back in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, where she played high school basketball. Has another free throw. Illinois just chipping away, trying to get back into the contest. The early onslaught from Florida State, who's shooting the ball well. 2 free throws, though, trims the deficit for the Illini to 6. And look at this. Florida State shooting 73% from the floor at the moment.
And that is a great hot start.
It is indeed. 8 of 11 for the Noles. Risch stops inside, 3-second violation. Another nice defensive stop here from Illinois. And that's Gretchen Dolan getting physical in the paint.
And that is a jump that Dolan has had from last season. She was out last season with an injury, but her freshman year, she struggled defensively, and that has been a point of emphasis this offseason. You could tell that she's been working on it.
Her siblings, Graham and Greg, both played basketball. Her sister, Hannah, also played at Canisius. A very basketball-heavy family. Another jumper there. How about Illinois now? A quick 8-0 run back into the game.
And I love the way they have done it. They've just been chipping by chipping, not worrying about the big jump, but just point by point.
Under a minute to play in this first quarter. Amaya Bonner, a captain for Florida State, to Jasmine Shavers. Shavers, a transfer from Texas Tech, turns inside, tries to get positioning. Little hook bunny shot, not there. Rebound, Illinois getting some stops in a row.
And defense is what fuels your offense.
Jackson all the way to the cup, lays it in, just blew by the Seminole defense.
And just like that, we have a 2-point game. I mean, they went on a 10-0 scoring run, but it's because of their defense. They have sat down, stopped fouling, and have guarded without fouling.
A 10-0 run here for Illinois. Florida State had a 12-0 run of their own. Back and forth. If any indication, this is going to be a good basketball game in Tallahassee. Williams, a kick. Bonner launches a three and buries it. Oh, Amaya Bonner right near the buzzer. 1 second left at the horn. Dolan got it! Gretchen Dolan beats the horn. What a finish to this opening quarter. Both teams have come out ready to got it right.
Yeah, I agree.
Great job by our crew, Angelica Suffren, Tiffany Bird, and Mark Resch, officiating here. Illinois has the ball to start the second quarter. They ended the half strong. And can tie or take the lead. Here's Weber. Really good first quarter on the attack. Left it short, long rebound. Kubek muscles away Barry to pick it up. Excuse me, Parchment over there hustling in, number 30. Here's Williams, transfer from Texas A&M, done a great job for Florida State early on. Steps back, launches the three. How about that? That is pure from Soleil Williams, who leads the ACC in three-pointers made.
Soleil also leads this team in most three-pointers attempted and make with 16 now, counting that three-pointer. And that's what makes her so versatile, because she can score at all three levels.
A 50% shooter from beyond the arc. Parchment saying, anything you can do, I got an answer for.
These teams are loving going back and forth. You hit a three, I hit a three. You hit a three, I hit a three. And it's just beautiful basketball right now.
Buckle up, partner. This is going to be a lot of fun here over the next 3 quarters. Here's Tatum Green, transfer from Boston College. Now to Bowles. She calls her own number, nearly missed it all. Too strong. Illinois running in transition. Jackson weaving, no. Offensive rebound, all out of the hands there of Dolan. It'll be out of bounds. Florida State's ball.
And it looked like something happened to Soleil. Maybe tweaked her knee or something.
She's moving gingerly, isn't she?
And not sure what happened on that play.
Soleil averaging 17 points a game for Florida State this season.
Oh,
well, that did look awkward.
Not sure. That's a non-contact.
A little knee buckler there at the top of your screen. Hope she's all right. Bowles off that pivot foot. Kubek working for position inside. Got to her left hand. Parchment, good defense. Rebound corralled by the Illini. Jackson surveys the floor, calls her own number, pulls up, mid-range jumper not there, and a foul. Is that on Parchment, number 30? It is. That'll be her second, by the way. Gotta be careful. Now look at Florida State. Williams picked up 2 early fouls. Davis also with 2 fouls. You only get 5 of them.
And Parchment was in foul trouble their last game. She had 4 fouls, so was near fouling out. So that's something she's been struggling with in her freshman campaign so far.
Bowles taking Weber off the dribble, pulls up. That's smooth. Oh, Sydney Bowles.
And she is great in that isolation basketball. She got to her spot, cleared it out, and she just made a play.
Bowles, who at Texas A&M a couple of years ago, was on the SEC all-freshman team. She's got 7 in this contest. Seminoles create another turnover. Bonner stops, Kubek flies, lets it go. That rattles out. Offensive rebound, Knowles able to corral it. Now Bonner, scoop layup is good. 2 big steps, and Bonner lays it in softly.
And Bonner knows that Barry has that 1 foul. She doesn't want to foul again. So she had great awareness to attack her and knowing that she's not going to play as aggressive.
Good ball movement. Wallace open 3. That's good in the left corner.
And Barry needed that. She needed that to get her going. That's her first points of the night. That's her second points of the night. She's 2 or 3 from the field goal. Playing 11 minutes, had that little break, so now she's getting her groove.
Kubek grabs her own miss, slays the ball up off balance, no. Rebound Illini. Trailing by 3, Dolan all the way, switches hands. That was nice.
And that is what Dolan is capable of. She's a great attacker in the open floor, and she just showed her versatility on that play.
Dolan at 18 points against Illinois State. 3 straight double-figure games to begin this season. Kubek 3, back iron, rebound Dolan. Illinois can take the lead with a bucket. Dolan leaning in, little off balance. Maybe jumped off the wrong foot, got caught in midair. Now Sydney Bowles walks the ball up the court. Florida State 31-30 lead in this ACC Big Ten matchup. Midway through the second. Risch, clean look from 3, lets it fly, back iron. Noles have missed their last 4 shots from the floor. Here's Weber, takes Risch baseline. Got caught in no man's land as well, and it leads to a turnover.
And that is why you play off 2 feet as a guard, because if the pass isn't there the last second, you haven't already fully committed to it, so you can make a change.
That was the 6th turnover by Illinois here in this first half. Bowles to Green. Looks to go downhill. Offensive foul.
That is Brown Hager's 2nd charge in this game off the dribble. Now that shows that she is really moving her feet and making sure that she is stopping the ball. And then the effort that she makes, that was a pretty hard hit. So to sacrifice your body for the team, that shows the grit that she is playing with.
Genesis, did you like taking charges? Was that a part of your game?
I'm not sure I liked it, but I had to because of my size.
On the drive, Dolan attacks and kisses it off the glass and in. Fighting Illini on top, they lead. First lead for Illinois since the first bucket of the game, and a foul. They'll say it's on the floor.
And at the beginning, Florida State was hot. I mean, they were hitting.
She first came into Champaign.
Her freshman year, she was a big-time shooter. I think she has definitely grown in these next 2 years to be an all-around player, not only offensively, but defensively as well.
She's done a nice job, especially Barry Wallace, who has got a couple of threes, but hasn't quite been able to impose her will yet on this game the way that we've seen so far early on. Give Florida State some credit defensively. They've made life tough on her. That was a part of the plan, was to make her have to move on defense and tire her out the best they could. But Illinois has been able to withstand that thanks to the contributions of Dolan. Now the Noles trying to bounce back and respond. Here's Risch, transfer from Notre Dame. Contested mid-range jumper, almost got it to go down. Wallace collects the loose ball, they want to run. Into the open court, Illini, Guyton. Started her career at Iowa, 12 points against Murray State earlier this season. Aaliyah on the attack, cross-court pass. Weber, Noles with really good defense, 5 on the clock. Open player, Guyton not able to connect. Good ball movement from Illinois, found the open man. Risch, that 3-pointer off the front iron. Last touched out of bounds. Treadwell's hustle keeps it with the Noles. That was Naomi Benson, who's in as well for the Illini.
And Naomi, she's another freshman out of Illinois and out of Ohio, my bad. And she's learning. She's getting it, she's learning, and she's getting some valuable minutes right now.
Noles tried to muscle it up. Good defense again from Illinois. They have battened down the hatches here in the last couple of minutes. A scramble, and an open 3 is knocked down. That was Jasmine Brown Hager.
And that's what you call a broken possession that just works in your favor. I mean, they got the ball right before it's going to be a turnover, and Jasmine was wide open in the corner.
Illinois by 4, 35-31. Another 10-0 run for the Illini. Defense leading to offense here. Weber lays it in. Transition offense is perfect there for the Illini.
And this was the key that I said for Illinois, is that they need to defend, and they are defending at a high level right now.
Here's Green at the elbow. Some action as Shavers cuts towards her. Active hands from Brown-Hager. Shaver, three, that's good. That's a big shot for Florida State. They needed a bucket, and they're able to connect there. That was a scoring drought of almost 4 minutes for Florida State.
And that was really big for Shaver, because last game she went 1 from 10 for the field goal. So that is the bucket that she needs.
Guyton not able to connect from close range, and a timeout taken by Brooke Wyckoff and the Noles.
Help side, and they're finishing on the opposite end.
First quarter, it was 24-22 Florida State. In the second quarter, it's 15-10 Illinois. Baseline drive, a good idea and a good look. Shavers just couldn't hold on to it on the drive from Williams.
And Williams was out with that leg tweak or injury, but now she has come back on the court, and she is who makes them go.
Illinois leads by 3. It's been a back-and-forth game in Tallahassee thus far. Brown-Hager working against Williams, and a foul called on Williams. Seminole coaching staff was hoping for an offensive foul there on a hook. It was pretty physical between the two.
You can see Soleia's trying to ice her on that ball screen, and it could have went either way. Brown-Hager did hook. Also, Soleil was bodying her wrong.
Noles in their turquoise uniforms, at least the fans are, and the staff has got those turquoise quarter zips on.
And that was an important foul, because that is now Soleil's 3rd personal foul.
That three from Weber. Not good, offensive rebound. And the layup is there. How about the Brazilian, Vasconcelos? You can't miss her, 6'7". The jumper there from Bowles. Mid-range is short. Rebound Jackson, all the way to the rim herself, forces the contact, and she'll go to the line. Kubek, guilty of the foul.
And we call that a one-woman fast break. She went coast from coast, did not care who was in front of her, and that's when she's showing her speed and her versatility. As a freshman, to be able to have that fearless mentality, that is why she is a starting point guard on this program.
Genesis Destiny was the Illinois Gatorade Player of the Year in high school at the Young Magnet School. Also went to Whitney in Chicago. McDonald's All-American nominee. The 2025 Miss Basketball in the state of Illinois. And one of just 14 freshmen, averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. She's protected the basketball. She's played good defense, averaging nearly 2 steals a game. She's impacting a lot of different areas on the court, and Coach Green loves that about her rookie from Chicago.
And to do it as a freshman, that show, not a lot of people can do it as a freshman point guard. I would argue that's the hardest position to play as a freshman, and she is making it look easy.
15-3 scoring run for Illinois. They have taken some command here in the second quarter. Under 90 seconds to play before halftime. Treadwell looking for Kubek, has it ripped away. Turnover. It was physical there from Vasconcelos. Now can Illinois apply a dagger here late in this quarter and really go to the half with momentum? Weber uses the screen. Ball rotation left wing, entry feed, layup is there. Letty Vasconcelos, back-to-back buckets.
And that was a beautiful over-the-head pass by Jackson. She put it perfectly where only Letty could get it, and she did.
Shavers trying to shake free. Treadwell, her 3 ball too long, offensive rebound, Kubek. Not able to connect, tried to lean in, didn't get the call. Illinois, to see if they want to push or hold. Only about a 1.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock, and I think Coach Green's making her team aware we can essentially hold for the final shot.
And sometimes with a younger team, you have to be a little bit more hands-on with those kind of reads.
Here's Weber with 6. Jumper at the buzzer, rattles out there for Wallace. A foul called over the back with 1.4 on Vasconcelos. It's a good look there for Barry Wallace.
I mean, it was great action. It touched both sides of the floor. That's the shot you want, and that's a shot you can live with.
1.4 seconds to see if Bowles gets off a shot. She won't attempt it. And so Illinois finishes the quarter 17-3 run to take an 8. And Nanya Torre goals today against the Hoyas. Brian Penske's group back into a quarterfinal and into the Elite 8. So congratulations to them. This a whistle early, and I think the clock might have had a malfunction. They don't adjust the clock or the shot clock. Might have just been where you're allowed to inbound the ball from to start the quarter. Either way, here we go. 8-point lead, Illini. Maria Masudi, Genesis Bryant, our entire group here in Tallahassee. Davis trying to pick up where she left off. Good move, couldn't finish. Rebound to the Illini. Jackson working against Shavers. Ball poked into the backcourt. Picked up there by Jackson. 10 on the clock. Jackson, kick to the corner. Brown, Hager 3, that's too strong. And the long rebound by Bowles, who comes up grimacing. Cross-court pass, Williams, lefty, sweet stroke, rattles in and out. That's who you want shooting them if you're Florida State. Is Soleil Williams, the leader in the ACC in 3-point field goals made. Jackson, right corner, Dolan, big first half, and she starts the second with a bang. Count the basket, reverse lay-in.
And Gretchen Dolan is known for being even killed. But you see right there, she got a little fist bump, get into that action. You could tell that she is just really embracing this moment. And for her, this game means a lot for her because, like I said, she has struggled this year. But she's really getting on defending while also attacking and playing through that contact.
Into double figures for the 4th time this season, knocks down the free throw. Season-ending injury as a sophomore. In high school, she was the State of New York Miss Basketball in 2023. As Davis, nice job, seals off the defender and lays it in.
And Parchment doesn't want to get that 3rd foul. So I can tell that Davis knows that, and she is being very intentional about scoring down low.
A foul near midcourt on Florida State Shavers. Wallace working against Shavers, attacks, mid-range jumper, left and short. Jackson, shot is up, foul on Davis. That's 3 on Panya Davis.
And that is what you do not want if you're Florida State. Picking up an early 3rd foul with only 8 minutes with 8 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. That is something to look out for.
They'll have to bring Davis out of the game, who has 9 points to lead all Seminoles.
And that hurts. That hurts if you're Florida State. You saw how she went back-to-back, post-up. She's missed the first one, but the easy lay-in over CC Parchment. And now you got to have to find different ways to score if you're Florida State.
You lose a key player down low. The second free throw is good. She's only played 9 minutes in this game. 9 points in 9 minutes, very efficient. You can see the kind of impact she could have if she could stay on the court. Williams, the blow by there, they found a seam. And Soleil able to drop it in. It's an 8-point deficit for Florida State. Wallace, who only had 6 first-half points, rotates the ball. Mid-range jumper is short. Dolan attacks. Oh, it goes out of bounds. It is last touch by Florida State. It'll stay with the Illini.
And that was good for Dolan to get into the mix, try to get her hands on that, and that caused the Illini to be able to have another possession.
She has definitely been a spark plug for Illinois here on this Sunday afternoon. Illini leading by 8. On the turn, Parchment attacks. They're going to say offensive foul against Parchment. And I believe that's her 3rd.
Again, Treadwell did a great job of walling up, absorbing the contact, and selling that call to force the referee to call that charge.
Williams brings the ball up the court, working against Jackson. Screen set by Treadwell. A foul on Jackson. That is just her 1st. Florida State team that has so many new pieces from 1 year ago, still working on chemistry, still finding that right balance, especially offensively, talking to Brooke Wyckoff earlier today, and understanding the system that they want their team to play with. As you got a wedgie. Don't see that very often. Jump ball, it'll go the other way.
I love how the whole crowd was in sync with the, oh. But that was a very good look. That's the shot you want to take. And we know Florida State loves to at least have 35 attempts from the three-point line per game, and they're right on pace to get that.
No doubt. Picked 9th in the ACC preseason poll, lost 63% of their big 3 scoring from last year. When you talk about Ladson, Gordon, and Timpson, they lost 81%, only 3 returners. How does that affect a team trying to get to know each other, especially in the first month of the 2 of the season?
And honestly, Ari, this is what almost everyone in the country is dealing with, the transfer portal. Everyone is trying to gel and find out who they are going into December.
Treadwell foul, she'll go to the line. Is that hard as a player? You're just 1 year removed, trying to understand the tendencies of your new teammates, what they like, what you like. How do you go about that?
It's all about relationship building. And a lot of those things are structured through the coaching staff and in the summer, but you got to do some of those things on your own. And the leadership on the team should be able to take ownership and go hang out, do things outside the court. That's what helps build that chemistry on the court.
And that does take some time, doesn't it?
It does. And you don't want to be your best self in November anyway. So everyone is trying to build to be hitting their strides around January and really at your best February.
That's something Coach Wyckoff was telling us today. She tries not to put too much pressure on the kids, knowing that they are new. They're still trying to figure things out and grow. But there is also a sense of urgency in that you do want to pick up victories as well before conference play. And this game represents a huge opportunity, not just for Florida State, but for Illinois going on the road as well. Here's Wallace, dribble handoff. Dolan, 3 rips. Left it short, Kubek collects the ball into the hands of Williams. Noles trail by 6. Here's Soleil. Shavers dials it up, off to the left. Second chance there, Treadwell. A boost of energy from Avery Treadwell, who's going back to the line.
And that would be Vasconcelos' 3rd foul. This is another one that's tough, a tough break for Illinois because she's done so great. I mean, nearing career highs in her points, her rebounds, and her minutes. But I would like to see what Coach Green does if she takes her out or let her play out there.
Between Vasconcelos and Parchment, you got those 3 fouls apiece. Do you go small ball a little bit? They're going to leave Vasconcelos in there, probably knowing that if she does foul out, you still have Parchment, who you've tried to protect maybe just a little bit. But Coach Green, that is a part of the chess match, right? Of how do you figure out how to get your team in the best position by the 4th quarter?
And those are decisions that I don't want to be a head coach making because you're kind of playing it by chance, hoping that Vasconcelos did not pick up another foul, especially in this third quarter. But I would think Florida State knows that as well, and I would attack her if I was Florida State.
Is that where you look over to your coach? If you have 3 fouls and you say, I'm good, keep me in?
You know, I say, do what's best for what you think is best. Because sometimes as players, we think we know what's best until we're wrong.
Treadwell, 3 free throws connected on and 4 tries in the last 2 trips. Knowles just trail by 5 now. Weber. High post, Vasconcelos. Active defense from the long arm, Tatum Green. Dolan recovers on the attack. Count it. Through some contacts. Physical finish there for Dolan.
And that was great defense by Florida State up until allowing Gretchen Dolan to turn that corner.
Off balance layup from Williams. A little too strong. Illinois by 7. Dolan leads with 14 points. On the drive, Guyton kicks, Dolan ball fake. 1 dribble pull-up jumper off to the right, rebound Green. Into the hands of Williams. Treadwell showed like she was going to shoot the 3. Instead, hands it off to Bowles. Bowles working against 2 defenders. Pivots, looking for a teammate. Backdoor cut not there. Shavers able to retrieve, but just 5 on the clock. Now 4. Shavers, 3. Turns, Bowles, buzzer-beating attempt for 3 off to the left. Treadwell couldn't get her hands on it. Rebound, Illinois. Into the front court, at the post, weaving and laying the ball in is Brown Hager.
And Brown Hager had great awareness because she knows that Soleil does not want to pick up another foul. She took her time, played off 2 feet, and was decisive with her move.
Another steal for Brown Hager. She'll go all the way herself. Oh, she blew the lay-in. A break for Florida State, trailing by 9. Bowles, 3-ball in the air, misses everything. Offensive rebound is good. Counted and 1 for Tatum Green.
And those are going to be one of those baskets Brown Hager is going to want to get back.
As well, a rising star in the industry. What's been the biggest adjustment going from playing to trying to explain and teach people about the game of basketball now on TV?
Breaking down everything in simple terms. As basketball players, you know what certain things mean, but trying to make it where everyone can understand what you're saying.
Well, you're doing a great job. We're enjoying having you here. We've got a good ball game here in the Genesis Bryant Bowl, as we're calling it.
We do.
The Bryant Bowl in Tallahassee. Knowles have done a great job on Wallace, one of the stars in the country. Has not failed to score 20 points in any game this year. She's got just 6. At the buzzer, Jackson, offensive foul. Kubek laid her body out on the line.
And Kubek is a grad, so she understands timing and placement, and she knew to be right there at the right time. And this is something that the freshman, Destiny Jackson, is going to learn from, playing off 2 feet. But Kubek was right there waiting for her to go into her, and that's another foul picked up on Jackson.
Kubek sliding her feet, does a nice job there. 3-ball, top of the key, left it short. It's a nice look there for the transfer from Maryland. Knowles still trail by 6. Brown Hager fading away off the glass. Hey now.
And that was a great read from Brown Hager because Florida State is icing the screen, so they're forcing you one way, and she was able to take that lane and finish through some contact.
Listen, I'm not calling her Maya Moore, but there was a little Maya Moore fadeaway
you
off
know,
the
we
glass
love
and in.
comparisons.
Leading by 8. Illini to push the lead to double digits. You bet. Weber.
And Weber is having a great game, and she is being a great spark for this Illini team off the bench.
How about the response from Illinois as Florida State had trimmed the deficit to as few as 5 here in the quarter. Illinois by 11, forced another stop. Brown Hager 3, front iron. Offensive rebound, Wallace lays it up, no. Offensive rebound, Vasconcelos.
And that's the advantage of having a 6'7" post player. They're there to clean up your mistakes and finish it off.
Vasconcelos, a new career high. She's got 8 points, 5 rebounds. The Brazilian, a member of the Brazilian national team, a big boost as Rish stops the bleeding with a bucket there.
And Rich needed that to end that 7-0 run from Illinois. And I would like to see Florida State pick up their intensity on defense.
Coach Green taking a timeout with an 11-point lead. I think that's also going to take us to a media timeout as well. Illini by 11.
She has had 13 points, 4 from 8 from the field goal, and 3 for 5 from 3. She has been that spark off the bench.
You talked about the defense, Jen. Florida State shot 68%, nearly 70% after the first quarter. They are currently at 38% for the game. As Dolan launches a three, oh, the rim spit it out.
And you got to credit Illinois' defense. They sat down, they was guarding, and they stopped sending the Seminoles to the line.
Davis back in there for FSU. She's been very efficient. You can see the time sitting on the bench, a little bit of rust. Missed the layup. On the attack, great defense from Florida State. That leads to the ball going the Noles' way. It was last touched by Jackson. Took the ball strong to the hole. I think Davis was there to meet her.
He needs to get a replay of this. Attack strong, but Sydney Bowles, I mean, that is a great defensive possession to get all ball without fouling and then to get the ball back.
I do apologize. I thought it was Davis. It was Bowles. Good job by our crew there. But the Noles turn the basketball over. It's been a problem for them this season, and Dolan lays it in. That is the 12th turnover for Florida State. Illinois has 16 points off those turnovers, make it 18 points off those turnovers now. That's been ball game so far. Defensively, Florida State has turned the ball over too many times, and Illinois has done a nice job getting into the passing lanes.
They are capitalizing on offense from their defense. Gretchen Dolan finishing the layup. I know they missed one prior to that wide open layup, but I just love the way that this young group is coming together and they're figuring it out. And that's what teams across the country are doing right now. They have a lot of new players, even Florida State. They're having to figure out and make strides, especially towards conference play.
That'll be a key, no doubt, for an Illinois team that made the second round last year of the NCAA tournament. You were on that ball club, played Texas tough over there in Austin, just couldn't get the job done. But a team that also won the WBIT 2 years ago. It's been a heck of a run, right, for Coach Green and the Illini. As Rish, her three not there. Offensive rebound stick back is good.
And that happened because of tenacity by Florida State. They got 2 offensive rebounds that led to a bucket, and that could be what fuels them going into the fourth quarter.
There's a foul on Shavers. And they've been trying to get Jazzy Shavers going, who was a bona fide bucket in the Big 12 for Texas Tech for a number of years. One of the leading scorers in that conference for 2 years running. She's had moments, right, this season for Florida State. Against Nicholls State, you and I called that game. She had almost 30, but it hasn't been able to consistently find herself in this Noles offense. You feel like that might be a key for the Noles as their season progresses?
I think so, because the way that she guards the ball, I mean, she forces a lot of turnovers herself. So she could use that capitalization on offense as well. That boosts the Seminoles to another notch.
Averaging 12 points per game on the year, but only has 5 points in this game as Dolan has 18 points now after that layup. 2 seconds on the clock. Bowles has to fire it at the buzzer. It's off the backboard. Another strong finish to the quarter by Illinois. They've done it.
We're just getting started with the fourth quarter.
She has been awesome there in support of Mary Wallace, who came in, again, averaging 24 a game, had 20 in every contest this season. You see what Dolan's numbers there. Start of the fourth. Davis and Green inside there on the right elbow, not able to connect there from the right block, I should say. Dolan on the attack, high off the glass. It's a new career high, 20 of them.
20 points for Gretchen Dolan, and she's done it in a variety of ways. I mean, she only hit 1 3, but her attacking the paint in mid-range is like butter.
Average 11 points per game 2 seasons ago. Rish stops at the free throw line. Largest lead of the game for Illinois. Bowles in the right corner. Noles need to come up with something here and fast. Sydney on the attack. Her shot won't fall, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line. And if you are FSU, 9 minutes and 5 seconds left to play. If you can get to the line to trim the deficit while the clock is stopped, that could really boost your comeback efforts.
And that's a great point you make, Ari. You have to manufacture points while the clock is stopped, because right now the clock isn't your best friend. 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter, still a lot of time. Anything could happen, but they need to get going sooner rather than later.
You got to make your free throws as well. There is Bowles off to the right. Coming into the game, Sydney was a 70% shooter from the free throw line. She does make 1 of 2 there. She's now 2 of 4 in this game. 63-50. Guyton to Dolan, attacks, counted and 1. Oh, it's been the Gretchen Dolan show in Tallahassee.
And the show it has been. Gretchen Dolan is scoring in a variety of ways. The way she's attacking the paint, drawing the contact, and still being able to finish the play, that is showing her versatility. If we take a look at this shot one more time, the drive going left, finishing with your left hand through the contact, that is a superb play.
No doubt about it, and she finishes the three-point play with the free throw, 66-50. Outside of the first quarter, it has been all Illinois in Tallahassee. Green, left wing attack, shot blocked. Vasconcelos. The Brazilian rejects it into the hands of Aaliyah Guyton, whose mom was a former Phoenix Mercury player. Her father played at Indiana and with the Chicago Bulls. Dolan through some contact there. Knowles collect the rebound. Davis had it poked away. Here's Guyton all the way to the cup herself. Lays it in.
And we are seeing this Illinois team really settling in on defense and buying in. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is what has made the difference in this game, is their defensive intensity.
Davis working against Vasconcelos. Onto her left, pivots to her right, strips. Ball goes out of bounds with 7 seconds. It'll stay with Florida State.
I would also credit the early foul trouble of Davis, kind of rattling this Florida State team. Last game against Florida, she fouled out. Right now, only sitting with 3, but you can tell she's playing more cautious on defense and on offense.
Some extracurricular activity. Maybe a little jawing between Davis and Vasconcelos under the bucket. Conversation with an official. We're ready to go. 2 on the clock. Does Florida State realize it? At the buzzer, Williams fires it off to the right. Did get it off in time. Rebound to Illinois. Leading by 18, in full command in the fourth quarter. Wallace, can she get going here? She's fouled. That'll go to the line.
And Wallace is an 87% free throw shooter, so maybe this kind of get her going, even though the Illinois has been doing a great job with her supporting cast, but maybe this will get her going, just seeing that ball go into the ring.
And Shavers will come in now for Florida State. Wallace, who is attempting her first free throws of the game, came in at averaging nearly 8 a contest with 31 total free throws attempted on the year. A big part of her game. First free throw, that one rattles home.
And free throws will always be a big part of the great scorer's game, because that's how you manufacture points when maybe that rim isn't as big on some nights.
McDonald's All-American that Coach Green was able to pull from Pickerington, Ohio. 5-star recruit was Wallace. It was a big-time get for the Illini, who have recruited at a high level under Coach Green. Each of the last couple of seasons, foul on Williams' drive to the basket. But what do you make of this Illini team? Not just the team that you played for 1 year ago, had a lot of departures. It's a young team. We talked about it, third youngest in the Power Four. What do you make as you've watched them for 4 or 5 games now?
A lot of people have talked about their youth, but I think it could be a strength because when you're young, you don't know what you don't know. So they don't really know the net or maximizing moments. They're just out there playing basketball. And right now, this is what you see.
One of those youngsters, Aaliyah Guyton, will go to the line. They've done a nice job of cleaning up, right, players from the state of Illinois. And that's something Coach Green made an emphasis. And I look at the roster, and it's a lot of former #1 overall players in the state of Illinois all coming together. And that puts an extra chip on the shoulder, doesn't it, of kids who are home state players.
Yeah, when you play for your home team and your family comes to the home games, that brings an extra spark to you as a player. And with Coach Green, it's her 4th year, and how she's been so intentional about getting players from the Illinois region and also that Midwest region. And she's showing why she's been good at it.
Yeah, successful, no doubt. They've had the top player from the state of Illinois each of the last 3 years with Destiny Jackson, Aaliyah Guyton, and Jasmine Brown-Haggard. Nice job for Illinois, leading by 22. The drive from Williams, drops it in with the left hand. Only 7 points for Soleil today.
And I would think after buckets and after scores that Florida State would get into a press, because right now you need the ball back with 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter and down by 20.
Brown-Haggard to Guyton. Under 10 on the clock. Dolan now, the edge of the Seminole logo. Refuses the screen, attacks the basket, shot blocked, out of bounds, 1.4 seconds left. Nope, they'll say it was last touched by Illinois. It'll be FSU's basketball. That must have come down off of Dolan. Illinois certainly thinks that it's off Florida State, but the official pointed the other way. They are going to change it, so now they'll have to also adjust the clock. They'll put, I believe, 1.9 back on that clock. So it's got to be a quick hitter here for Illinois. Over the top, Vasconcelos with one, and she fires it up short. It's good defensive possession by the Noles. Avery Treadwell, who's actually, I think, been a pretty good boost for Florida State off the bench here today.
Especially with Davis in that early foul trouble, she has came in and gave valuable minutes to this Florida State team. And that can help them in the long run. Kubek,
she's got 6. To Rish, the transfer from Notre Dame. Former 5-star recruit in high school. Treadwell, reverse baseline shot blocked by Vasconcelos, and then a foul on Treadwell.
Again, that's the benefit of having a post player that is 6'7". She is a big physical post down low, and she alters shots. And we take a look at this, hand straight up, no foul, clear the ball, and was able to be physical enough to get that foul as well.
She's now got 5 blocks credited to her, named as Letty Vasconcelos, to go along with 8 points and 8 rebounds. 2 steals as well. Illinois has been plus 15. How about the feed? The post player flashing it all here today, and Dolan drops it in again.
And let's add an assist to that point as well. But that was a beautiful cut from Gretchen. She saw the back of her defender's head and took advantage of it with that back cut.
Long triple not there for Williams. Shavers, her pull-up mid-range. That one's off the mark. Florida State has gone frigid from the floor since the first quarter. Now shooting just 34% on the game, a foul on Shavers. A Seminole team that was shooting nearly 70% after the first quarter. It's been deep, hit shots from beyond the arc. They forced turnovers, and they've done a nice job defensively on really stifling Florida State on that side of the ball.
And that's a great point you make. Although Gretchen Dolan is having a career night, everyone is doing their job. And that's signs of a good team when everyone could do their part and make this game complete.
Couple free throws there for Guyton, as Jackson will come in. Well, for Coach Green, her defense, this is how it's gone. Florida State started 9 of 13 after the first quarter, 69% from the floor. Since then, the Noles are 10 of 45, 22%. You talk about flipping the switch defensively. The Noles have only got 1 bucket here in this fourth quarter. You impressed with that math? That's former stats guy math.
That's very impressive,
Used to do talent stats, now I just do it for myself.
And maybe I have the gift of knowing the future because I said if Illinois could defend at a high level, they have a high chance of winning this game. And right now they're on pace with that with a 23-point lead.
It's been a 12-2 run. You talked about a game of runs, Jen. And Illinois has had at least a 10-2 or better run 5 different times tonight. And when you stack those together, that's how you win basketball games.
And that's a great point you said. It's a game of runs. And usually it's a back and forth game of runs. But Illinois has done a great job of making runs, but also stopping Florida State from making.
Angelica Suffren came to us earlier, the official who just announced, and goes, so many cameras and microphones now. She's almost doing our job, a part of refereeing now, being on TV.
We can see everyone is adjusting to the growth of the women's game.
Couple of shots there for Illinois, opportunities not successful. 75-52. Illinois looking primed for win number 4 on the year. Williams switches hands. That was pretty.
That was a beautiful left-hand teardropper on the right side. That takes a very skilled and concentrated person to be able to make that.
So Leigh Williams, who had 15 points against the Gators on Thursday night, former Ohio Gatorade Player of the Year in 2023. Her and Sydney Bowles teammates at Texas A&M for a year. A couple seasons ago as Wallace able to wrap it around and lay it in. She's now in double figures. She's got 10 points, 6 rebounds. Williams steps behind the screen. Her 3 is good.
And I would like to see Florida State still fight into this lead and press, get up and pressure the ball, try to create some turnovers to get some easy buckets.
Leigh Williams now with 12 points. She leads Florida State in scoring. Has done it 4 times this season. And it's a Seminole team again that's just searching for answers as Jackson knocks down the mid-range, Jay.
And part of that searching for answers, we see Florida State for the first time went into a zone, trying to find anything they can to try to slow down this Illini offense. And Destiny Jackson found her spots in the gap of the zone and hit the mid-range.
There's a big-time jumper there from Williams. You can see the pure scoring ability Soleil has.
And those are back-to-back triples. She's known for her 3-point shooting, but she's a 3-level scorer. Maybe if they would have had that a little bit earlier in the game, that could have been a difference maker within the score.
Well, the schedule gets tough for Florida State coming up. They'll go down to Fort Myers for an MTE, which is an out-of-conference tournament. Down there in the Fort Myers tip-off. There's a nice move by Parchment. And the Seminoles will play Missouri State, potentially play a top 10 team in Oklahoma. Then the Georgia Bulldogs come to town for the ACC SEC Challenge for Brooke Wyckoff. And then you play Notre Dame. Here in Tallahassee, you get Hidalgo and the Irish, and that's not going to be an easy task. But the Noles are going to have to figure things out on the fly, aren't they?
And that's the beauty of basketball. It's next play mentality. So although it looks like you might drop this one at home, you have to learn from it, watch the film, get better and grow, and you always have another opportunity.
Well, next up for Illinois, they go to they'll play Western Kentucky at home. They'll get a matchup against Lemoyne and Bellarmine. So for Coach Green, some opportunities to continue to gel this young group as well. But today a step in a really positive direction for the Illini. In complete command, a foul there after that first quarter. Gretchen Dolan really turned the key to that ignition. And Illinois got stops on the defensive end, and they're showing you why they could still be a force to be reckoned with in the Big Ten this season.
Not only has Dolan scored at all 3 levels, but she has 25 points with only 1 3 and 2 free throws. So 20 of those points have all came from either mid-range or scoring along the basket. And that's showing the growth from her as a player, from her freshman to her junior year, and growing more to an all-around scorer.
You get the contributions from a player like Brown-Hager, right? A player like Weber who scores 13. Wallace only had 10. Vasconcelos, a career high, 8 points, 9 rebounds, had 5 blocks, which is a new career high as well. Illinois showed you they can win when their star isn't at her best, and that's a scary sight, I think, for opposing teams that have to play Illinois this year.
And I want to highlight what Wallace scored 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but she only shot 7 shots. Most high-level scorers will try to just shoot till they'll make it, but that shows her maturity, even as a sophomore, to not force anything and let her other teammates do the job.
So you're telling me on an off night, she scored 10 points?
On off night.
Parchment buries the 3. Illinois, sharp shooting from beyond the arc, 9 of 17 today, 53% from 3. My goodness, 86-60. It has been all Illini, especially in this second half. Final possession potentially for Florida State. Kubek launches the 3. That one's off to the left. Treadwell, second chance. Williams, ball in the air, that's good. Soleil pours it on in the fourth quarter. She's got 18.
And she got 9 of those in the fourth quarter just from threes. So imagine what that could have looked like a little bit earlier into this game. I know she had an early injury, but hope that everything's okay, and they'll bounce back from this loss.
25 from Gretchen Dolan, 13 from Weber, 12 from Brown-Hager, and 10 from Wallace. Coach Green, Coach Wyckoff hug it out at midcourt. And Illinois comes to Tallahassee and impresses in 80.